Hey, what's up, everyone? In this video, we are continuing on with our series of modernizing the MyListing demos with a focus on the car demo first. So we're going to recap what I've done since the previous video was recorded, and then we're going to look at some new stuff. Right before we came on air, I noticed something that I just want to quickly point out because I went ahead and changed it real quick. The basic search form here was showing for the price slider was showing with how they have it with the demo is they have the $ at the end of the price. Actually, let me pull this up here just so you can see what I'm talking about. We see that the $ is at the end, and then they have no commas and to separate, the numbers. I addressed this on the Explore page in the advanced search form, but I just noticed this was also how they did it with the basic search form. So go into the listing type, go into search forms, basic form, and then pick the range field, and then you just put the $ as the prefix instead of the suffix. I don't know if that's it's something with a different country, like where they live, and that made sense to them. But here we put the $ at the beginning. So I did that. And then I chose this format, the numeric value. So that's going to give us those commas in there. Okay. So just wanted to point that out. That was a thing I didn't plan on talking about, but there we go. Okay. So quick recap of the add listing page. So we go to add listing, choose our listing type. Don't worry about this right here. We will tackle this differently. So I call this the add listing pricing page, if you will. Select your packages. Okay. I just want to do a quick showing of this again. And then now when you go to the plan features, that's going to open a new tab and take us to the listing feature. So the idea is, okay, I don't really know. I see the features listed here, but what are these features exactly? So in a new tab, it's going to bring them over here where they can see what those features are, and then they can make a decision. They're like, okay, great. Social media links. Yeah, this package allows me to do that. Let's call it this one right here. So that's the one that I want. So up to you if you want to open that in a new tab or not. They can always hit the back button. So a decision for you to make there. Okay, so while we are here, we have the support page. So I created this since the last video, and it goes along with the branding of the site, and just everything matches up. So if we go back to, let me reopen that tab, you'll just kind of see like it's kind of everything is just matches up, the branding, right? So we have a little hover effect there. And then obviously you guys can go in and you can change the icons, the wording. I mean, obvious stuff, right? But the design is there, ready for you to plug in your stuff. And then these link to the various sections. Real quick, this template is available on the club website if you want to go grab it. I did the accordions just slightly different than I usually do. I put the icon over at the right. And then, of course, matched all the branding up and all of that good stuff. The other thing I wanted to point out is real world content. So if you were to buy this site or get the template, you're going to notice that these links are actual working links to where they should go. So if I click here, log into your account, it should go to, we don't have subscriptions. So I need to fix that. I need to actually take that out. Because we're using the free version we're trying to do the free version of everything here. So we're not going to use listing subscriptions. Now, by all means, if you buy the starter site or you're a client of mine or whatever, and you want to do subscriptions, absolutely not a problem. It's just, we're doing this all with just modernizing the demos, like as with what they give us, which is not subscriptions. They give us just listing packages. So together, we'll go ahead here and I'll fix this before I forget, just so you can kind of see how I did this. Not rocket science. How do I downgrade my subscription? Well, we don't have subscription, so we're just taking that out. How do I cancel my subscription? Again, we don't have that. We'll take it out. So let's update that. There we go. How do I update my payment info? Now you can see the real world information for these. Log into your account. So that's going to take them to their My Account page. Ignore this design. We haven't touched this yet. But all of this is real world links. I did get to this part, and there was I used to do this with pop-ups, but because we're not using Elementor Pro for this, we need something free. So I'm going to create a contact page. So this link will take them to the contact page, which we will build. And then all of this is real world content as well. You just plug it in, but the wording is all correct. The links are correct. You just have to keep going through all of this stuff. And obviously you're going to tailor it to your own needs, the promotions, real world stuff there, the verified badge. If you saw in another video where we did the custom tick here with this gold color, you'll see that I've added that, injected that here into this toggle heading. Cool stuff there, listing promotions, listing management. So all real world instructions and data in here, real world steps, real world links, all of that stuff. And all this stuff is good to go there. Obviously mobile optimized. So everything looks great on mobile and so on and so forth. Let me see if there's anything else I need to point out. Icon box. Oh yeah, so this is new. So you see how when you hover over these icon boxes, the whole box is clickable? That is not available by default with Elementor. So I added a little code snippet for that. And I added it to the global CSS because I don't know where people are going to add icon boxes. So we added that right. Here we go. So that code right there is what provides that functionality. All right. Real world content. I always have trouble saying that. The tick I showed you, no listing features listed except those included with core MyListing. Yeah, so I went through here and I only listed features that are listed with core MyListing. So nothing in here is like add-ons or anything like that, like subscriptions or embed reviews, embed social like all of that stuff. Not in there. And then contact page I showed you. Okay, so that is the support page. Again, available on the club. And then next we're going to go to the shop. And we already covered this. Now we're going to look at the actual single products. So this is all done by hand with CSS. Let's compare this to what the demo gives you. So the demo, by the way, does not have a support page. So I'm going to bring that up. So that's an add-on. Shop. And here's what they give you out of the box. And then this is what we have now. So completely modern, clean looking, following our branding. Okay. Everything is nice and clean. And the color scheme, it works for a luxury car website. You know, obviously this image is not going to be there. This icon is not going to be there. You're going to change it to something else, most likely. So some of you might say, well, that icon looks like XYZ. You know, you're going to change that anyway, but it's a clean, modern look if you do want to use it. But compare it to this. An image might look good if you get it right, but it's kind of like, okay, this is an advanced package. What does this image tell me about that makes it advanced? It doesn't really tell me anything. Now, this doesn't really do that either, right? But you can put different icons in there, different images, but this just isn't doing anything for me either because it doesn't say what advanced is or this is basic. Okay, you're saying this car is basic. You're saying this car is premium. That kind of thing. All right, so all hand designed with CSS, and that is all done in WP Codebox. I created a WooCommerce products CSS package that applies only to single products. So that's for performance and all of that good stuff. Easy management, all of that stuff. The plan features, since this is pulling from the actual products, that plan features link is going to work just the same. All the features are going to fill in here. Here's all your reviews. Okay. I do see one thing I want to change because I just don't like how. If you've watched any of these videos, I like capitalization. So I like the first letter of the words that should be capitalized to be capitalized. So let's go to local translate. And because this is a function of MyListing, I believe, it could be WooCommerce. Let's find out. So we're going to do a search for add a review. Let's first try in my listing. Just paste in those words. There we go. So I want to say add your review. You could also just do add review. I'll put add your review and we'll save that. Okay, all of that looks good. All of that looks good. So here's the related products. So this is going to be dependent on you when you could go and configure your products to set what products are related and all that stuff. But yeah, so these cards are completely unique. Look at this compared to this, right? Looks just completely different. Up here, I did some customization on a lot of things, actually, all of the things. Listed the category gets a nice design and hover effect. The tags get the same thing compared to this. Like you get not a whole lot. Okay, here's the reviews for theirs, how theirs looks, how this site looks. Okay, just night and day, more modern. What else? What else? Okay, so that's pretty much it. And that is available. That CSS package is available right now in the club. Doesn't matter which product you go into, you're going to get that same design. Okay. All good stuff there. Okay, let's go into what do we want to look at next? Let's look at our single blog post. Let's look at that. So let's go in under more and then let's go to blog. And we have our custom blog page we've already talked about in a video. We want to go into the actual post here. So this is what MyListing gives you out of the box. Okay, and you can see that here, blog, post. Okay, so same exact design. All right. So how can we modernize this? So I'm not going to do too much in this video about this because I'm going to do as I have. I'm going to off camera. I'm going to go and design this stuff and then show you guys what I've done. But we're going to go and we're going to draw attention up to this area, most likely, style that up a bit, style up how this image is presented, with, putting a border more of a border radius on this. Okay. So we see a border radius of 5, maybe we'll do 10, maybe a 15, maybe a 20, probably a 20. So a 20 border radius on that, something like that. Maybe a box shadow around it. Just have to decide. Maybe we'll do something crazy like 20 pixels and then 20 pixel border radius. So have like a unique radius there, something like that. I'll play with that and we'll see. Coming on down here, we'll make some decisions on how we want this content to be. Do we want it to stay centered like that, which isn't that bad? Kind of the readability is nice, so maybe we just keep that. Moving on down here, we'll style up these tags a bit. And then I will remove this icon because I can't stand it. We'll put in our custom no results icon. Maybe change the wording of this no comments. And then we will style up this form and make it look more modern down here. Okay, so that's what I will do. And let me make a note. So that's what I'm going to work on after this video. And then we have that contact page. We have nothing there now, so we need to build a contact page. I'll probably pull in just the stuff from Canvas. Let's see here. Let's go to contact. So from the full Canvas starter site, I will probably start with this and see how far we can get with free stuff. Now the issue here is this contact form is built with Elementor Pro. We're not using Elementor Pro, so we now have contact form 7 at our disposal. Not my favorite to work with, but this will challenge me to do that. Contact forms. Here we go. So I'll just build a contact form in here. We'll see what we can do. Maybe we need some additional free plugins to help style that up. I think this ultimate add-ons for Elementor plugin that we're using, which is free, might have something for this. Let's go to widgets. Let's see what we have here. Nope, I'm wrong. It's not in there. So we can't use this. There are contact form 7 styler plugins, but maybe we can just do it all with CSS so we don't need an extra plugin, but we'll find out. So I'll create this, basically recreate this contact page using contact form 7, and we'll see how far we get. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one where we will talk about the contact page and single blog post. And also we're going to look at, oops, not this one, this. I'm going to put this in my notes. So do next, we're going to do the single blog post. We're going to do the contact page. And we're also going to do this. I got some really exciting news around this in general, the ad listing flow. Big news, really big news. Ad listing flow, but I'll design this up as well. And those are the 3 things I think we'll conquer in the next video. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. See you in the next one.